recording. Hello, Joey.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm glad that you both so kindly joined me for this episode.
Very funny.
Can I talk about
do it.
something that I just looked back? I got a DM on Instagram the other day calling me an influencer, and I still am processing that information. And it's nothing related to video games either.
Good.
Joey's really
Joey,
mad
you
at
good?
us. If you can't tell, we've done Halo and Bioshock. We're doing them back to back.
If you don't understand why I'm annoyed, listen to the end of Halo. Bell ends.
Love you, Joey.
I put so much work into these quizzes and the 12 pods, and you can't even remember one of them.
It was like 7 months ago, dude, that they were published,
Bell ends.
let alone recorded.
So, Slade, what are you an influencer of?
I got called a influencer of the drilling community.
Because you are a driller.
Yeah, and this company that makes products that are not related to my portion of it, we're like, hey, what's your office address? We're gonna send you some hats and t-shirts.
Did you take them up on it?
Yes, I did. So
Fine.
hopefully I get them next week. The other thing,
The one episode where Slade isn't wearing a hat. Congratulations, company
That's
that
true.
Slade works with. He doesn't give a shit about you.
I haven't got them in the mail yet. That was this week.
Wear the package on your head.
Yeah.
Wear your address on your head.
Sorry, my teeth and gums still hurt from the fillings.
Yeah, we heard enough about that last episode, Slade. Let's not rehash old episodes.
The other thing is me and the other half, we were supposed to go see Oppenheimer.
Ooh.
Okay.
We were supposed to go see Oppenheimer, but never mind. All that's going to be cut now, and now the audience is going to be like, what the did Slade say?
On the topic of Slade's Oppenheimer joke,
On the topic of Slade using the N-word repeatedly.
which preview are you guys going to go see, Barbie or Oppenheimer?
Neither.
I've
I am
seen-
being forced to watch Star Wars for the first time at the moment.
Not even the question, but okay, cool.
I'm going to see both.
I'm going to go see both, but I'm seeing Oppenheimer on Tuesday.
I think we're seeing Barbie on Friday.
I still don't understand the point of the Barbie movie. I
It's
don't.
just a bit of fun.
Because, like, I normally use ad blocker for, like, everything, right? And, like, when I get, like, the Barbie ad, it's just everybody going, hey, Barbie, and then I, hit the 5-second skip button, and I don't watch the rest of it. But is there an actual point to it? What is it?
Do you know, when it was first announced, I thought that sounds so dumb, I don't want anything to do with it. And then they released a series of trailers that were in the style of classic movie trailers.
Like the 2001: A Space Odyssey was the most successful.
It's 2000. You know what 2001: Space Odyssey is, Slade?
I know
right?
what it is, never seen it.
But have you seen the famous bit with the monkeys throwing the bone in the air and dancing around the obelisk thing that's at the start of the film? Right, it's a really iconic scene.
Nope.
And they recreate it basically in the Barbie trailer, and it was absolutely incredible.
It was beautifully shot for a start. Like,
I've heard nothing but good things, and Ben Shapiro hated it, which makes me want to go and see it even more.
yeah,
All right, fair enough.
yeah. So I'm going to go see that, and then probably Oppenheimer maybe the day after.
You're not going to do Barbenheimer and see them in
I'm
the
not
same
going to
day.
do. I'm not going to do Op and B.
No, Barbenheimer is a genuine thing that people are doing.
Is it really?
Yeah, one of my
Yeah.
technicians did that on Friday. He was like,
Is
I
that-
can't work late today. We're going to go see Barbie and then Oppenheimer directly afterwards.
Yeah, Barbenheimer. I know one person that's done it, but Oppenheimer itself is 3 hours long. It's a,
Oh, that's a
it's
slog.
a slog.
I'm okay with. I'm more interested. I just don't see the point of it. I am watching Star Wars for the first time, and I had to watch episode 1, so it's one of the prequels.
Yeah, you're going episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mind-blowing.
You should be doing 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
This is like the superhero thing, and it's why I haven't done it for so long, because everybody's like, no, do this way, and I, me, I just can't be bothered and quit listening. My eyes glaze over and I fall out of my chair.
And as a result of that, you watch the one with the Misa funny racist man in it.
Yeah, well, he's not the one I took as racist. It was the dudes from the Trade Federation that they gave like a really bad Asian accent to.
Fair
I
enough.
was like, why do they sound so like racistly Korean? Was
I'm
my
trying
first
to
thought.
remember the guy's name, but he was from that show, that 70s show or that 80s show.
It's
But he
Jar
was-
Jar Binks.
Not Jar Jar Binks. He wasn't in that 70s show. So there was one of the actors in there is a massive Star Wars fan, and he put together a supercut of the first 3 movies called the Cut the Bullshit Edit, or The Editor Strikes Back. I think was the name.
I think
of
it's Topher Grace, if I'm not mistaken.
Topher Grace, that's the one. Thank you.
I feel like you should be watching that one, Slade.
Look, it's what the other half said we're doing, so, and it's how I'm getting her to watch Attack on Titan. So,
do you know where the Cut the?
I don't know what that is, but
so he's condensed the first episodes 1, 2, and 3 into one movie, right? The Cut the Bullshit Editor Strikes Back version starts out at the fight with Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan.
So the whole of the first movie.
The whole of the first movie is gone.
There's a bit in the movie where I was laughing hysterically, and I'm gonna poorly. I know this isn't an episode of Talking Smack, but I want to get this out there. But because I can hear the Star Wars button being
Slade
pressed.
Wars. No.
Come on.
There's a bit where the Jar Jar people are fighting the droids.
The Gungans.
Whatever. The Jar Jar people are fighting the droids, and the Jar Jar people have like sticks and stones and somehow a force field, but the droids have like guns and warships. And I'm like, this should be an easy victory. Why is this taking so long?
The Gungans are like, Misa feel misrepresented by Slade.
That's fine. They're the Jar Jar people as far as... They didn't introduce them as a race. I just call them the Jar Jar people. You know who I mean, though.
I do know who you mean, but they definitely introduced them as the Gungans because Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan wear the breathing apparatus and go down to the Gungan city under Naboo.
I feel like my virginity grew back hearing that sentence.
Yeah. Same. But there's also a bit where they're in they're in the underwater city, and
I call it a Gungan force field.
They're in the little boat in the underwater city going through, right? And the fish is like biting the boat. And I'm like, oh, there's always a bigger fish. I said that out loud, and then
good reference.
Obi-Wan said it like immediately after, and I'm like, it, I'm a Jedi now.
I want a Qui-Gon Jinn series. They cameoed him at the end of Obi-Wan, the series with why can't I remember his name? Ewan McGregor. And I now want a Qui-Gon Jinn series.
Gregor Mayua,
who went to an Obi-Wan lookalike contest and came 3rd.
I know him from the movie Big Fish, but
I'm so bored of hearing about you talk about Big Fish.
It's like the one movie I know. It's the movie I know best.
Any conversation about films, Slade's like, oh, I love Big Fish.
It's that or Saving Private Ryan. My other
it was a documentary shot in Montgomery, Alabama.
Slade, can I tell you, Saving Private Ryan, I've only ever seen the start and the end scenes.
Really?
Yeah, can't be bothered with the middle bit.
He left the middle bit to his imagination.
I imagine at some point they saved a Private Ryan.
They did. The other thing she's going to be getting me to watch is Lord of the Rings for the first time.
Me and Tim,
the extended ones.
Tim and I grew up in the Shire, so
we did.
Yeah, the Birmingham Shire.
No, but genuinely, we grew up just up the road from where the Shire the Hobbits lived in was based on.
And Middle Earth. Because that was mostly bog.
Small Heath. You don't venture there.
God, he didn't use much imagination for this one. It's full of Orakai. No, we grew up.
That was a little bit of Birmingham humour for you.
It was. We grew up up the road from this place called Sarehole Mill, which is where J.R.R. Tolkien based the Shire, and they have a thing on every year called Tolkien Weekend, where you can do archery against like some Nazgul mannequins. You can watch like sword and axe combat. You can like go and make some tarpon bread.
Do you remember, Tim, when I was in England and we went to that castle like outside of London?
Warwick Castle. It's a little bit outside of London.
Yeah, we went there, and I was shooting arrows, and the knight got onto me. Immediately knew I was American because I was shutting one eye like I was aiming a gun.
Yeah.
I hadn't said a word really to him or her, and she was like, "You're American, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "It's not a gun, it's a bow. Keep both eyes open."
Smart.
I hate this conversation so much.
Why?
It's just so dweeby.
Joey's jock energy is just pulsing.
Joey's like, I'm too cool to be on a video game podcast that talks about nerd once every 2 weeks, not too dissimilar to a book club.
My alpha energy is shining through now.
It's all the prime energy.
It is, yeah. Look, you nerds. Give us a spoiler warning.
All right, listen here, Andrew Tate. You're going to have spoilers for Bioshock, the first one. And we're playing the remastered one. Or I don't know which ones the guys played. It didn't really matter to me. But would you kindly remember that there are spoilers for it?
Can I just skip back on something Slade said? On one of these podcasts before, I've already had to do a disclaimer. I associate myself in no way with anything Tate. Please keep this in the edit, Slade. Please, please, please. I will stop being such an alpha and such an angry man after the shambles of last time if you just keep that in and make sure no one thinks I like or associate anything with Andrew Tate.
Thank you.
Apart from his ideals and thoughts on women, that's where I know. I'm joking.
That's
Please
where I
cut
draw
that.
the line.
Please cut that out.
All right. Yeah. Let's move on to the episode, I suppose.
What music are you going to use?
I don't know yet. I might just use the main menu music, to be honest.
No.
Anyways, hey everybody, welcome back to the Game Club Podcast. Welcome back to the Game Club Podcast. I am your host, Slade. You can find me over at Slade Plays Games on Twitter, Twitch, AnyList, Slade's Life on Instagram. I'm joined by my favorite co-host. Well, not favorite. They're my co-hosts, though. Joey.
Hello, Slade. Lovely to see you again. Glad I'm your favourite.
Yeah, Tim's also here.
Got my eye on you.
We're here this week to talk about Bioshock. And real quick, can we get something out of the way? Because I'm not sure which two y'all played, because I kind of left it up to your discrepancy. Did you play the original or the remaster? Remaster.
Slade, which one did you buy me?
Oh, I bought you the remaster, didn't I?
That's the one I played, baby.
All right, there we
Fun
go.
fact, because I had Bioshock 1, 2, and Infinite on Steam, I got all 3 remasters for free.
Yep.
Nice.
Good work, 2K. We like that.
Yep.
Well done,
All right.
2K.
Bioshock, it came out originally in...
Are we not doing a question? Or
Oh, yeah, that's right. We have a question.
How do you
We have a
forget this every
question.
time?
Yeah, I do this every time. I actually wrote it down for once. Let me find it real quick.
He's desperately scrambling for a question.
What's your favourite part of Barbenheimer?
If you had to ask a question, what would it be?
So, here's a question, and it's for you two as gamers who play it multi-platform like I do. Why does Valve, the owners of Steam, people who occasionally make games, get a free pass, but everybody's willing to hate on things that Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo do?
Well, I'm going to need
in what
specific
way?
references, yeah.
So, like, right now, people are upset with Xbox trying to acquire, what is it, like Activision or whatever.
Can we just preface that
like,
with PlayStation users
or
PlayStation
right.
fanboys are annoyed at Xbox. That's why, because there's a rivalry between PlayStation and Xbox.
Right, but you would have to say that Valve is like the other big one because it is essentially where you go to buy and play Steam. Like
I don't agree. I don't think they are the other one. I think because PCs are used for so much more than just gaming, they are just a program, and that's not meant in any kind of diminishing or disrespectful way. I think Valve are really a good company, and I think that they did a good thing with Steam, but it's the platform that people buy their games, not the platform where people play their games and only play their games.
On top of that as well, they've got amazing customer rapport. So I saw a post on the Steam Deck subreddit where Valve mistakenly had sent someone 2 Steam Decks. And this guy was like, I had no obligation to return it, but I would feel bad if I didn't. So he contacted Valve, and Valve said, okay, send it back to us, and once we've got a confirmation of shipping, we're going to give you 5 free games of your choice. That's great customer service.
Yeah, it is. I think that the console wars are very much PlayStation versus Microsoft. I feel like Steam and Valve are something completely different.
Yeah, it's just you hear people hating on the other 3 constantly for doing certain things, but you never hear it about Valve.
I actually don't agree that Nintendo's involved in that either, really. I don't see Nintendo haters. I only see, because Nintendo do their own exclusive things so much more than Xbox and PlayStation, I feel like they're kind of just there on the side. Not in any kind of dismissive way, but I feel like the beef is between Microsoft fanboys and PlayStation fanboys.
You know that meme where it's got the 2 people fighting in the foreground and a guy smoking a crack pipe and dancing in the background? That's Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo are smoking the crack pipe.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think it is. I think people are overly fanboy-y about Microsoft and Sony, and what they should say is, I'm glad you have a favourite, and I'm glad you get to play video games.
They're defensive because they've put money into it. It's a sunk cost fallacy at that point.
If you had, because we all own a bit of everything at the moment, where would you rank how you pick places to buy games?
Steam. I can play it on my PC and the Steam Deck. It does everything I need it to.
Tim, if you got a Steam Deck, you've never mentioned it.
I bought one a little while ago. I've been keeping it on the hush.
So, like for me, I would say the order goes Steam, obviously, because PC is always going to be superior.
Yep.
Steam, Switch,
portability,
Xbox, PlayStation.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Joey?
Well, I'm fairly new to PC gaming, but I would still put Steam on top. And then I would go Xbox, PlayStation, Switch.
You put Switch last?
I would, yeah.
Yeah, Joey doesn't like playing handheld. It's a very,
Well,
which I can understand.
You've got an issue with your Switch's HDMI capacity.
Right.
But even before I did, I don't think I think this Nintendo store is bull honky.
It is a bunch of patooey.
Yeah.
For me, it's Steam, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox. Purely for the fact that I'm already on Game Pass, I'm already on PC and Steam Deck. If I want to play something on an Xbox game, I'll do it on one of them.
Yeah, I still think, I don't know, I'm not really happy with my PS5 still. I just want something to really justify it, and I haven't seen that yet. I haven't finished it yet.
You should play more Demon Souls. It's really good.
I'm having to play a very long game for the podcast right now. And that's what my PS5 is being used for. Another
That's what
PS4
my Steam Deck's
game
being used for mostly at the minute as well. That and fighting game practice.
I've played more PS4 games on my PS5 than I have PS5 games.
The first thing I played when I got a Series X was Dark Souls, which was a 360 game.
Solid.
Nice. All right.
When is this episode coming out?
I don't know.
Slade, you got the thing.
You got the dates wrong. Tim got the
schedule,
dates
man.
wrong in the schedule.
No, I didn't. I just put them in the UK format.
No,
5 weeks from today. Tomorrow.
They're off by like a good bit because the 17th's already passed, Tim, and you got 17th for Halo.
Is that not?
So,
oh, okay. Well, I guess I can fix that at some point. Anyway,
yes, you got the dates wrong, so I have no idea.
Before the 18th, come find me at Versus Fighting in Birmingham. I'll be there competing. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah,
make sure
and
you
on
wear
the
deodorant.
18th, I'll be probably at home, maybe at the football. I'm not sure. Where will you be on the 18th of next month, Slade?
I'll either be watching one of those War Star films or Attack on Titan.
I'll be with my girlfriend.
What's that
Thanks,
bit in Arrested Development where the grandma doesn't know what to do with the grandson, so she gives him like $10. Like, there you go, here's some money. Go see a Star War.
Yeah.
Arrested Development is so underrated.
It ain't easy being white.
So we're here this week to talk about Bioshock.
Oh yeah, we're doing this.
Wait, what's a Bioshock?
Bioshock. It was released in 2007 on the 21st of August on Microsoft Windows 360, PS3, Mac OS, and iOS, apparently. It's categorized as a first-person shooter. I would say that it is. Its reception, pretty high, if I do say so myself. Metacritic, we got a... Ooh, okay. So for Metacritic, PC 96 out of 100, 360 96 out of 100, PS3 94 out of 100, iOS 68 out of 100. 1up.com A+, Destructoid 10 out of 10, Edge 8 out of 10, Electronic Gaming Monthly 10 out of 10, Eurogamer 10 out of 10, Game Informer 10 out of 10, GameSpot 9 out of 10, GameSpy 5 stars, Game Trailers 9.5 out of 10, IGN 9.7 out of 10, Official Xbox Magazine US gave it a 10 out of 10. PC Gamer UK gave it a 95. PC Zone gave it a 96. Touch Arcade gave it 4 stars. It also got Spike TV's Best Game of the Year, IGN's Best Game of the Year, Game Informer's Game of the Year, BAFTA Game of the Year, and X-Play's Game of the Year.
That went on so long that I went and found out that Slade has played 29.3 hours of Roller Coaster Tycoon on Steam.
Yeah.
Platform of choice.
It's more fun than some things. Anyways, obviously this game's been praised a lot. It's been on a little bit of everything. The remaster, I actually don't have a date for when the remaster came out, but I mean they've all been remastered graphically. I don't think there's really too big of a change between it and the originals. I'm going to go ahead and move to immediate thoughts to Joey, since he's bored enough to scroll my Steam library.
Game was good. I remember playing the original. I didn't ever complete it because I got soft locked right outside the final boss entrance. So I never did it. Did it this time. Was worth doing. Good game. I have a bit of a real interest in thalassophobia, which is the fear of like deep water and open space in deep water. And I think that the setting of Bioshock is incredible, and I really, really enjoyed the spaces where you could look out and really appreciate the scenery, and really appreciate how much creativity has gone into Rapture, the city that it's based in. I don't think it's perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but good game, and enjoyed my time with it.
Tim.
I did not have a good time. Um, I played this on the Steam Deck and I tried it on PC, and I ran into what I think is a game breaking bug. And I was talking to you guys about it for a little while in the Discord. So, this game uses a system called Vita Chambers, which are effectively checkpoints. So, you can run along somewhere, pass a Vita Chamber, and if you die, you'll go back to that Vita Chamber. However, what was happening to me was I would die and go back to the Vita Chamber, and then I'd die again and go back to the prior Vita Chamber, and I'd die, so meaning I'd have to run all the way back, and then I'd die again and go back to the one prior to the one I just came from. So it kept sending me back and back and back to the point that it soft locked me at one point. So
Lovely.
I had to start over. Now, I mentioned that I tried this on PC because I wanted to see if it was just a Steam Deck thing. I don't know if I have a setting or something enabled. I don't think I did because I was just playing on normal, run of the mill difficulty and had the exact same problem. So I don't know if there's something up with my installation or something up with my settings, but I do not have any memory of the game doing that when I was younger. When I was younger, I enjoyed this game quite a lot. I thought it was profound and well put together, but in hindsight, it's very linear is not the word, labyrinthian is, where it's very easy to get turned around and they don't do much with the sea environment the game is praised for outside of an occasional flood, which just locks a door behind you. If you look at something like Bioshock Infinite, they use the sky rails and jumping between different districts of Columbia, whereas this is just go to the airlock to get to another bit of Rapture, which is there to hide a loading screen. Every single area seemed very disjointed, just like we had with Halo, and the ending was the good and bad endings of the game boil down to very much: are you a good person or a bad person? There's no real decision in there. It's, do you want to save the Little Sisters and have the good ending, or not save the Little Sisters and have the bad ending? I did not have fun.
I really like, as a part of your review, you said it's not linear, it's labyrinthian, like the opposite of linear.
Yeah. Well, it's not open world, but you'd often find yourself being like, okay, and where was I? And where am I going?
I feel like Tim and I have very opposite things because I would say Bioshock's extremely linear, and I had his reaction then like Halo of like, where the hell am I meant to go next?
On paper, it should be linear. It's basically room, corridor, room, corridor,
Yep.
room, corridor. But at
And then
there's
backtracking.
There is backtracking, but then sometimes it's like, now you have to go into this room that you were in 3 hours ago, but now it's different. It's like, well, you've given me nothing to suggest that it's different.
All right, fair enough. I had a good time. I did have a bug like Tim did. My game would just occasionally crash for no reason.
Now, we looked at this because we thought it might be the resolution or refresh rate, right?
Yep. And I left it even as standard, like as what the game suggested. It would still just crash randomly.
Fair enough.
Right.
But other than that, I had a good time. To go through the story a little bit, you play as a guy named Jack who is on a plane to go see his mom and dad. The plane crashes over the middle of the ocean. I believe it's the Atlantic Ocean, if I'm not mistaken. And you see a lighthouse in the distance, so you swim to it. You swim to this lighthouse, head downstairs, hop into a bathysphere, because that's what any sane person would do before looking for a telephone. And then you go underwater, and you're introduced to the city of Rapture. In Rapture, the first person you meet is this guy on the radio named Atlas, and the first thing he says is, "Would you kindly pick up the radio?" Which you promptly do. Atlas tells you to do a bunch of things as you go through the world as you're trying to save his wife and child. His wife and child are killed by Andrew Ryan, the founder of the city of Rapture. The city of Rapture is essentially founded underwater, and it's kind of like a little submersive nation all of its own.
Yeah, it's like an underwater sovereign state.
Yeah, and people are allowed to do essentially whatever they want to, but the city has been ran to hell because of a drug problem known as they're not there are plasmids in this game. Yeah, people have been injecting themselves to hell with plasmids, and now they've all kind of gone bonkers, like being on the bad side of town where the drug problem is at 2 a.m. You go through this, it's pretty straightforward. I think it's a straightforward game. And the big thing is thinking that you're going to confront Andrew Ryan, thinking he's the big bad in the end of the game. And that's where you learned about the "would you kindly" phrase. Your character Jack has been implanted with the phrase "would you kindly." If somebody says "would you kindly" to you, you're going to do that thing.
This is one of the things I take issue with this game, where everyone talks about the "would you kindly," like it's a set psychological thing. And Ken Levine, the writer for the Bioshock series, he's a very, very smart man. He understands a lot about quantum mechanics and psychology and what have you. But just to pull out it was in your brain the whole time, about maybe 66% of the way through, it feels like a bit pulled it out of his ass, where like I feel like he could have done something to make done a bit more research, like coercing people.
It kind of makes it seem like you were a bit of a sleeper agent the whole time.
But that's it's so out of left field that happened. Like, yes, he says "would you kindly" a lot, but maybe he does something. Andrew Ryan or Atlas or whoever employs more persuasion and manipulation tactics outside of just "would you kindly." It's a sleeper phrase.
Isn't it a bit of a commentary on you as a gamer as well, that you are kind of led on by NPC or just a disembodied voice, and because it's polite to you, it's on your side. That's kind of how I took it, as well as just "would you kindly" means you do anything.
So it's like because it's so polite, you just kind of think, oh, this is the next thing I'm supposed to do. So you as the player don't really think about that whatsoever, and it's such a polite and nothing phrase. And with the character's accent, you just kind of think it's a part of it.
I don't think it was as interesting as a plot mechanic as everyone says it is.
Maybe, I think you are remembering that it was such a big thing during your first playthrough, because I think when it was first revealed, and I knew about "would you kindly" from before, but I remember when it was first revealed being like, oh, yeah, fair enough. This guy has been influencing the way that I've been doing it by using certain language.
Yeah, it's like the fake freedom of choice in Bioshock Infinite, I would say, because it's it's a throwaway phrase. You don't think twice about it as the player.
But the other thing as well is him saying "would you kindly" and then you going to do the thing isn't really a choice when the objective is to do the thing.
But it's still a video game. I think what you're doing here is pulling out something that you're annoyed about and then trying to wrap something around it to justify your annoyance. Whereas actually what I think is you've probably had a bad time with the game. You remember it very differently. And yeah, I personally, I think "would you kindly," the reveal of it was good.
I don't know, I got issues, but obviously that's my own. That's me banging my own drum.
Yes. So as you go and you finally take out Andrew Ryan, you think it's the end of the game. Turns out that Atlas was faking it the whole time. It's actually Frank Fontaine, and he wanted to take over Rapture for himself. You were saved by the Little Sisters, and Mrs. Tannenbaum, or Bridget Tannenbaum, has her go and I guess the Little Sisters pick you up and save you and take her back to her laboratory where she heals you and fixes you up. And she also does some stuff with your head to make the "would you kindly" phrase not work anymore, but some other phrases do. I forgot what the phrase that Frank Fontaine uses. It's like code something. But anyway, it like reduces your health as the game goes along, which is actually kind of a neat mechanic.
Do it.
Yeah, it's very rude, and as the player, you're like, well, now I don't want to.
They say "oi prick" over the radio and your feelings get hurt.
I really like that in your explanation of the story, Slade, you've just thrown names out there. You haven't explained who Frank Fontaine
or Tannenbaum or the Little Sisters.
That's fine.
Or the mascot, the big daddies.
Oh, that's true. Well, I was going to get into
Slade
that kind of
calls
later.
me, to be honest.
That's true. Joey is a big daddy.
I felt my penis go inside of me when you say that.
Like a dog standing up.
Exactly.
All right, I guess I should. All right, so big daddies, as Joey was referring to, they're kind of like these big armored enemies that are going around, and you don't have to fight them, but you can. And if you do fight them, they'll sometimes have a small child with them called a little sister. They're small girls, and they collect Atom, which is the resource that you need to use your plasmids and to get upgrades in the game. When you defeat a big daddy, you have two options. You can harvest or rescue the little sister. If you harvest the little sister, you get the bad ending, and you're basically Hitler. If you rescue them, then you get the good one and your Mother Teresa. Other than that, these are Miss Tannenbaum wants you to save the little sisters, and the little sisters will bring you presents if you keep saving them. So it benefits you to do it. I don't really think there's too big of a deal of just harvesting them. You get more reward for harvesting. You get less for rescuing. I did my game run on New Game Plus, which was kind of interesting to do. So I had no problems taking out the big daddies. I had like all the end game weapons for level 1 enemies, and that was a lot of fun.
Nice. I thought they were quite challenging.
Yeah, they are in your first run. In New Game Plus, though, they're a pushover because you have all your plasmids fully upgraded, and but the resource.
I didn't save one little sister.
Did you not?
Nope. Why would I?
I did the good run this time because, well, it was New Game Plus, and I had all the in-game stuff. I just needed a few other things to top off. You don't have to. Bioshock 2 punishes you for harvesting them, but we can talk about that game later. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say about it. I played this game like a month and a half ago, and I'm struggling to remember big points of it at the moment.
I played it on the Steam Deck.
Tim's Steam Corner.
It ran okay.
Good.
Apart from
my game-breaking bug, yes.
Joey, did you have any bugs?
Not on this playthrough. I did on my original, but that wasn't on the remastered. No, it ran smooth like butter.
Nice.
It was fine aside from my game-breaking bug, which meant I had to play the entire game on easy because, like hell, am I going back and back and back and back only to start over.
There's something I want to talk about, and it's a separate conversation that Slade and I had fairly recently about an upcoming game that we're going to play. So there are elements of Bioshock that really set themselves in a horror aspect, right? So
yes.
We talk about the hospital. Now, the hospital was my favourite part of this game. The boss at the end of the hospital, Dr. Badman, whatever his name was an interesting boss who was obsessed with beauty and would mutilate his victims so that he can piece together someone who's shaggable or whatever he wants to do. So that area is scary, right? Can we agree that area is a good horror setting?
It's got a good atmosphere, yeah.
So my point with Slade is horror stops being scary when the game arms you well enough to defend yourself.
Well, we talked about this in what game?
Dr. Steinman.
Dr. Bad Boy.
What was the game that we talked about?
It's probably Outlast.
It might have been Outlast, yeah. Where games are scary when you have less means of defending yourself, but when you have guns and bee powers and lightning bolts, it's not as intimidating.
So Slade's point was this level is a horror level, essentially. And I agree with the atmosphere being horror. I don't agree with the game at this point being horror because it arms you too well to defend yourself.
Right. But I think the whole like Bioshock is a horror setting is what my argument was. And
I only really felt it for this area personally.
I think you could categorize it as a horror.
I don't know. Don't know if I agree. Tim, what do you think?
I think the atmosphere is kind of like sort of referred to as neon horror, like that kind of 80s horror.
Like Hotline Miami.
Well, that's got the neon part. But yeah, I mean, I'd probably refer to it as like neon horror in terms of atmosphere, but because the game, like we said, kind of arms you and very much comes up with prompts when you see a boss stood in the water, like, if you electrocute the water, the boss will die. It's like, oh, okay, I think I'll electrocute the water then.
I was just arguing that it's like
the water. Zap.
it's a good horror setting, is what it is.
Yeah, like we say, for atmosphere, it's got good atmosphere. But again, I just wish they did more with it.
Yeah, I just think it arms you too well to make it horror. That's not a slight on the game. I think the game is good, as I've said before. But
I think this also came because you were upset because I said it was scarier than Phasmophobia.
Well, do you remember when we did Spec Ops: The Line?
Phasmophobia is not scary though.
But do you remember when we did Spec Ops: The Line, and there was a whole thing of if you see like a wall, like a glass wall with sand behind it, you can shoot the glass and the sand will pour out and take out the enemies in that area, making things a lot easier for you. There was none of that in this. Like, yeah, there was enemies stood in the water and you go zap to kill them. But like, why wasn't there a section in one of the tunnels where you just like shoot out the glass and narrowly escape through an airlock or something?
Would have been a great idea. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Nope. And you would think that would be a thing, especially when you're going through like little hallways that are between big sections of building and you're just in the glass underwater.
There's also a bit, and this is me taking a lot of issue with the more physics of things.
I mean, when you think about it, I guess none of it was built by Ocean Gate, right?
Yeah, it's true. Although, if you look outside, you might see the submarine, because Rapture is full of billionaires.
And also, if you really think about it, the whole thing is controlled by a game controller.
There you go. Oh, it all connects.
I think I brought Joey with that.
So
my mind had to go into like a hard reset when you said like now.
So I've lost my train of thought now.
What, did the batteries on the controller die?
No. Okay, no. I remember what it was. This is my little bit of an issue with the physics of the thing, where in the very beginning of the game, obviously there's still plane debris falling through the water and breaking some tunnels and stuff. And yet you're walking through the tunnels at the bottom of the ocean with water just kind of leisurely pouring in like it's a stream.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm watching that the whole time thinking the pressure differential on that would make that entire thing collapse.
Right.
It would cave in immediately.
Part of, because I know there's obviously a lot of like pressure coming down from the water. So what I was wondering was how deep are you down?
Yeah,
the bottom deep. Of the ocean.
Yeah, but
the bottom of the seafloor. You can see the seabed.
Yeah, but the bottom of the ocean's like subjective, right? I mean, you could go.
It's
to
subjective,
beach.
like you have an opinion on the bottom of the ocean.
Well, if you go
it's this deep.
If you go to the beach, you could be like knee deep in water and be like, "Oh, I'm touching the bottom of the ocean."
No, you're touching the beach at that point.
A very quick Google search. Well, okay, let's have a guess. How many meters down do you think Rapture is?
Oh, it's going to be like 1,500 or something like that.
Okay, Slade?
I'd say at least like 150 yards.
Yards
in meters, please.
That's probably around 180 meters.
Wow, that's shallow.
I don't think it's that
150
deep.
Meters deep.
Yeah, I don't think it's that deep underwater. Because like, if you think about the lighthouse being up on the rock, to me that says that you're still, with geography and everything, that says you're still fairly shallow.
But you go straight down in an elevator.
No, you don't go down in an elevator. You go down in the bathysphere.
But that's an elevator. It's an elevator with extra steps.
Yeah, and so is Ocean Gate. It's a sub with extra steps, all right?
Stop it.
I would argue it's less steps, but that's by the by. So, anyway, there's a lot of... And I get that Bioshock has a lot of quantum mechanics and physical and like physics equations and to do with it. But when we're establishing that the plane can break the tunnel of a glass tunnel of an underwater city... that entire section would just cave in immediately.
Yeah. Even if it's that deep, it should definitely do it.
Yeah. I'm on this website that's telling me that it's 150 meters deep. The top comment is Rapture is 6 miles under. Fontaine says it at the end of the game, and he says that you'll be dead with the rest of the splicers 6 miles under the Atlantic. Hold on. The first reply to that is Fontaine is a liar, and the maximum depth of the Atlantic is only 5.2 miles.
Nerd!
Well, must know all the SimCity DLC.
Yeah.
What a dweeb.
All right.
Maybe he listened to the 12 pods of Christmas.
Let's talk about some of the things that help build atmosphere in the game, like music. I don't remember a single bit of music.
No, nor do I.
I can't think of a single thing. We joked about the menu music at the beginning of this episode, and I don't remember what it's like.
It's piano-esque as you go through. It's like a little
Is it?
chord. Yeah, it's like a little chord. Yeah.
It's like Bo Burnham, just on repeat.
Repeat stuff.
Yeah, that was Tim deep throating his mic in case you didn't know.
No,
I don't remember the music. Sorry.
The music's at least like quiet and subtle in the background versus Halo, where it just cut out completely.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But the things that did from above the ocean.
The only part I can think of, and I can't even think of how the music is, but I know when you're what's the crazy guy who
You're gonna need to be more specific.
There's a whole bunch of those boys.
Who is it Apollo Square I'm thinking of? Who's the crazy artist?
Oh, fun fact, you don't have to kill him. You can just walk off.
Yeah.
Artemus
Artemus bleached asshole.
Who is Sanders?
It's
Sanders.
always so
Colonel Sanders.
Yeah,
Colonel
Sanders.
Colonel Sanders and his fried
Sanders.
chicken.
I think it's Sanders Cohen or Cohen Sanders. But anyways, his area, the piano and strings build subtly as you complete his objectives.
I don't remember a single thing about it.
And there's also a bit where you have to kill a pianist in the game, and it shows obviously the music's not an important note of Bioshock.
It's
very meta,
very non-impressional.
The
city design's nice.
Yeah, the question you asked is how do they build atmosphere, and I think that's during the environment.
Yeah, the environments look nice.
So I think where this differs so much from Bioshock Infinite, and I think we have to draw a comparison because we played both the games, they're in the same series. The difference is Bioshock Infinite felt so big and living and open, whereas everywhere in this feels really tight and dark. And I've got the feeling that it could collapse in on you at any minute. And I got the feeling that the people there felt the same way.
Right. So it really does feel like a rundown city that's on the brink of collapsing. So I think they've done the atmosphere and the design of the levels correctly.
I can't believe they got the city planners for Detroit in on this one.
Small Heath. Wow.
Small Heath. Well, the Urukai are back.
Slade's rolling his eyes again.
Yeah. All right.
Jokes
Is there much else to talk about?
No, I don't think so. I think what we're going to do, and I'm going to not really, I don't really know how to feel about this game. I've kind of put my score, but I might change it. Tim, what do you think? Are you going to, here's the thing I want to ask. Are you going to base your review score on not only this playthrough, but previous, or is it just this playthrough?
I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with Halo and base it entirely on this playthrough.
All right.
I wonder if Tim's going to recommend it.
It is getting a 3.
Nice.
Sorry, can you do it properly, Slade?
3.
Thank you. I think the atmosphere is the big selling point. Obviously, the game looks very nice. It's screenshot fodder. But everything else is very... I don't want to say slapdash, because mechanically it's fine. And atmosphere is fine. And story is fine. But fine for a game with this kind of reputation doesn't cut it for me.
Right.
So I've got to go 3, and I still would recommend it, like my game-breaking bug aside, because I think it's a very subjective piece. I clearly had a bad experience with it, and I clearly am looking at it from a much more negative light than I would have done many years ago. But this is what modern hindsight's for, and I think if you haven't played it before, absolutely give it a go.
Joey, what you got?
So I was going to give this a 7 out of 10, but I looked at our score for Bioshock Infinite, which is 8.33. And I have to think, is this only 1.3 lower than Bioshock Infinite? So, no, I think it's more than that. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10, but I am going to give it a recommend.
Okay. I'm also going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's one of those games that I think you should play, and I really hope you get like a good install of it without the bugs. I think it's kind of like Spec Ops: The Line kind of thing. I don't think it holds up that great, but I think it's one of the games that you need to play.
I think it's important to play it. Like it's got a reputation for a reason. It's just, to me, it doesn't hold up to modern scrutiny.
Right, exactly. And I'd say the same about Spec Ops: The Line.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
it's one of those games you need to play, so I would recommend it. So that's 3 recommends, and it's a 5 out of 10.
Take Two things that don't often go together.
Yeah,
this doesn't happen often for us.
Joey, what are we doing in 2 weeks' time?
Would you kindly tell us?
We're playing an actually scary game in Amnesia: The Bunker. Ooh.
All right. Well,
Tim, what are we doing in 2 minutes' time?
We're probably doing a quiz of some sort.
Hooray! Thanks, everyone. See you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Slade's head is as smooth as the other head that he's not displaying on camera just yet. He did a little skip as he went for a wee, which implies that he was quite excited about it. I feel like these episodes are getting shorter and shorter. I ended the last one quite abruptly. Very sorry for that, listener. I was genuinely angry. But for your benefit, I've got a new jingle for you. We've got a new quiz. And I hope you enjoy. Tim's been sending me Bioshock memes while this has been going on. Which I've enjoyed. There's a comparison shot of the Shark Tale film in 2005 and Bioshock. Look pretty similar. I sent him one of Shrek and baby Shrek as the little sister. And he's back now. Tim's wearing a kimono.
Hello.
Hello.
So he's gone for a whittle as well.
He has. He did a little skip as he left, which was quite nice.
That's quite amusing.
He does have a...
Did you like the Bioshock memes that I've sent you?
I was just talking about them. CJ is a very good one.
That's a great meme.
And I really enjoyed the Shark Tale one. It's eerily similar.
I think Ken Levine worked on Shark Tale, if I recall.
Really?
So while
No.
I was in the bathroom, I was looking through the guest book, and I always forget that people actually do really good drawings in that thing.
Joey, do you remember when we used to go camping at Mount Silvermont in Wales, I think it was?
Never heard of Mount
Scouts?
Silvermont, but okay.
It was the Camp Silvermont in Wales somewhere, I think that's the name of it. But our scout troop got in a lot of trouble one time because I don't remember his last name, but Mark. You'll know who I'm talking about.
I know Mark. Yeah.
In the guest book, he drew a picture of the English lion bumming the Welsh dragon. He got in so much trouble.
Very funny. Tim, I was thinking, and I was going to tell you off pod, but I think it's a good one to gauge the room. Slade, you might not know, Tim and I are going camping together at the end of August, and I think what I might do is bring a portable recorder, and we can do a Two Blokes from Blighty spread across 4 days.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
What do you think? Good idea, bad idea?
Fun, actually, yeah. No, I like that.
Slade?
Sorry, I missed what you said.
Okay,
what?
no problem. Well, let's get on to the quiz. You ready for the new
No, genuinely, Joey, I missed what you said.
Tim and I are going camping with our family for 4 days at the end of August. And I was thinking of getting a portable recorder and recording the Two Blokes from Blighty. Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I just want to come to England, maybe spend a day with y'all, and we'll do one all together in person. We'll look like one of those obnoxious podcasts where everybody's on the couch together.
Bless you.
And I'll hold my microphone and move it around a bunch so that the audio is uneven as
There you go, just like that. That sounds good.
Hello, everyone.
just like that. I'm gonna hate that at the edit.
Okay, cool. You ready for the new quiz, new jingle?
Yes, sir.
Is this what you asked me for the audio earlier today for?
Yeah, I asked for both
if it is,
you
I'm
ready?
Yeah.
What the hell is it?
Can't remember. The hell is
I
it?
can't remember.
The hell?
Nah, I can't remember.
Can't
remember. What the hell is it?
What video game song is this?
I really like that. That's really good.
Slade, thoughts?
Get on with the shit.
I'm super impressed with that. Good work.
I'm going to ask you guys to... This might be a one-off thing, and I just do that every now and then for a fun, different quiz idea. Do you want to hear it again, Tim?
Absolutely.
What the hell is it?
Can't remember. The hell is
I
it?
can't remember.
The hell?
Nah, I can't remember. Can't remember. What the hell is it?
What video game song is this?
I like that you use the TikTok voice at the end.
Yeah, it's good.
I sent Joey like 3 audio samples of me.
I did about 3 or 4 as well.
Yeah, and I just shoved them all together. So the song is in a video game. When you know it, I want you to say your name, and I will tell you when I want you to answer. Best of 5. You ready?
I'm readying you up.
Number 1.
Tim.
Slade.
Tim.
That is Mega Man 2.
That is...
Nope.
Slade.
The Legend of Zelda?
Tim.
Of course. I was thinking it's the introduction to Mega Man 2.
Mega Man 2 is a banger, and I did nearly put it in here, but no. So that's 1-0 to Slade.
Hooray. Slade?
Slade?
Isn't that Banjo-Kazooie?
Nope.
Tim, this is yours now. You can listen to it for a little bit.
Yeah, go on. Is this Viva Pinata?
Nope.
Neither of you are proper gamers. That's Angry Birds.
Ah, okay.
Only moms with nothing better to do play mobile games. Let's be real.
And this guy.
This guy, I play RuneScape quite a lot, actually.
Okay, number 3.
Stop, Tim.
Tim.
It is the DK rap from DK64.
That is 1-all. We've got 2 more. I hope you don't draw, otherwise I have no tiebreaker. Number 4. Tim?
That is The Wanderer, and that is from Fallout New Vegas, specifically.
Nope.
Slade, it should be Fallout 4, if I'm not mistaken.
That is Fallout 4. Well done. 2-1 to Slade. Tim, you need to get this to stay in the game, and if you do, God knows what will happen. Unbridled chaos.
Tim, that is Crash Bandicoot.
Damn it, it's Crash Bandicoot.
No.
I'm going to get an unrelated...
That is the Insanity Beach scene, to be exact.
It's going to get you an unrelated
I've never
quiz.
played Crash.
Crash Bandicoot is very fun, but you would probably hate it.
I probably would.
Okay. Tiebreaker questions. I've searched on Google. Let's see what we get. To the closest foot, how tall in feet are the letters on the Hollywood sign?
70?
Okay, Slade.
69. No one said nice. Hey!
If it's like 68 feet tall, I'm gonna
Yes, that is the Pornhub theme. I hope you enjoy it.
Congratulations, Slade. They're 45 feet tall. So
that was way off base.
Just so you know, that was...
What the hell is it?
Can't remember. The hell is
I
it?
can't remember.
The hell?
I can't remember.
Can't remember. What the hell is it? What video game song is this?
There you go.
I love this theme. This is my new favourite theme.
I'm going to just do it every now and then and ask you guys to record something and send it to me. You'll know what it's for now, but you won't know the extent that we go to. It's sad that people have to wait 5 weeks to hear it, though.
I was sat down with Payne when you asked me to send those messages. I was like, all right, he's up to something.
I thought it was for Two Blokes from Blighty again. I had just woken up from a nap when I saw that message.
Your appearance on Two Blokes from Blighty I received praise from 4 different people on the edit of that. It was good.
Myself included.
Tim included. Really? Yeah. Okay. Well,
I had no idea.
On that note, let's leave it for 2 weeks, and I'll see you gentlemen there for.
No, wait.
Okay.
Okay, go.
I was hoping you would hit and record. Well, that's where the edit's going to
no,
be.
you've got to wait and find out where it is. But you can catch us for a game I completed in 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Is that what we're playing next?
Yeah.
I thought we're playing Amnesia.
That is it.
Yeah, that is Amnesia.
I thought you were talking about.
And then
Never
I
mind.
completed it in 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and then I completed in 6 minutes. Goodbye, folks. See you then.
Goodbye.
Now, Slade, do the thing.
What?
Goodbye, folks. That's where we're going to leave it.
See you, everyone.
Say no, wait. Go on, Slade, do it.
Yes, go.
See you in 2 weeks, everyone.
No, wait.
No, it's got to come from Slade.
Fuck.
I don't have anywhere to be today, Slade, so...
Joey, should we just start swearing in alternative audio channels to say that's a beep it as long as he keeps us going?
Wait, no, wait, no, wait,